I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. Ever since I found out I had PCOS, I have been getting so many comments from people asking about my diet, asking about what supplements I'm taking, asking about, my fatigue level and all of that stuff. I have been working with a naturopath for about a year now to really crack down what my diet should look like, what supplements I should be taking, and I'm finally in a place where I feel like I can confidently talk about what I have been doing in order to make my symptoms not as bad. So if you're somebody that was diagnosed with PCOS and you Google it, I know it's really scary because it says there's no cure to it and all this scary stuff. Yes, that might be true, but also there are so many ways that you can minimize your symptoms. I'm not somebody that wanted to take the route of going on birth control because I found that birth control actually really messed with my mental health. And I also didn't want to take metformin for the insulin resistance. So for anybody that doesn't know, PCOS kind of mimics the symptoms of diabetes because you have insulin resistance, which means that you know what? I'm not even going to try to explain it. Because I don't know. I'm sure you can Google it. I'm not a doctor. And on that note, again, I am not a medical professional, so I'm just sharing this with you to show you what I do in terms of maintaining my symptoms, but I would highly recommend going to see not only a physician to get diagnosed with PCOS if you think that you have it, but also a naturopath. So I work with my doctor and my naturopath together just to make sure I'm getting the best care ever. And my naturopath helps me with the diet aspect, and then my doctor is there for any kind of major concerns that might come up. I'm gonna take you on a full day of eating with me, I guess. I just woke up, I had a cup of coffee, probably gonna have another one later, but I'm starving. So let's make some breakfast. All right, so we're in my dining room right now and we're gonna start with breakfast. And breakfast today is gonna be chia pudding. So I actually made this last night. It's just chia seeds, oat milk, and peanut butter. So I'm gonna put it in a bowl and I'm gonna top it with some really yummy stuff. So today I'm using almonds, I'm using pumpkin seeds, I'm using gluten-free granola, and blueberries. So the reason I'm using these toppings is the granola and the nuts and the seeds all provide extra protein, and I try to get about 20 grams of protein per meal. Not only does that help me stay full all day long, but it also helps with the hair growth, which is what my naturopath told me. Also, the pumpkin seeds have a property in them that actually helps lower testosterone in the body, which helps hair grow back. So I have been putting pumpkin seeds in my salads. I've been putting them in my breakfast in the morning. And I mean, I've been seeing results. That combined with all my supplements, I've been seeing tons of results. This breakfast keeps me full for quite a bit. I don't really feel hungry until lunchtime because it is full of protein. It is full of just a bunch of good stuff. So anyways, I'm gonna go eat my breakfast and then I'll see you back here for lunch. Also forgot to mention, staying hydrated all day long is super important. So I have this water bottle that I got from Amazon and it has like little timestamps on it to tell you when you should be drinking water and all that stuff. So I try to drink 2 of these at least a day, which is super important. So drink your water, stay hydrated. All right, so usually after breakfast is when I do my supplements, but today was one of those days where I felt super bloated. I don't know, after breakfast, I just got super bloated and I just wasn't in the mood to have any snacks. I wasn't in the mood to eat anything, and I'm just starting to feel a little hungry now, so I'm able to kind of stomach some food. I don't know, it was weird. But before I have lunch, I need to take my supplements. So I'm gonna show you what supplements I take every single day. So I do iron, 2 a day every other day, so it doesn't cause any tummy troubles. I get these from my doctor. He gives me a prescription for them, but I think you can get them over the counter, I think. I also take NAC, which is a natural supplement that kind of mimics metformin. And if you're somebody that is aware of, insulin resistance or diabetes or anything like that, you may have heard of metformin before. Metformin also causes a lot of tummy troubles, and it is it's a prescription that is usually given to people with PCOS or diabetes. So NAC kind of mimics that, and that is what my naturopath has me on, and it has helped a lot in terms of the insulin resistance. And I know that because I would get anxiety after eating a lot, and I didn't know what it was from, and I realized it was because of the sugar spikes that I was having, and I haven't had that very much since starting NAC. I also take B6. So B6 helps with cramps. If you have PCOS, you know that the cramps around your period are sometimes just horrible. So B6 actually helps with cramping. And then I also have B12, which helps boost your metabolism, which is always a good thing. And then D3, I take 2 of these a day. So if you know from my previous videos, I did have a bit of a vitamin D deficiency, which is actually super, super common, not only for people in North America, because we don't really see the sun that much throughout the year, but it's also super, super common with people with PCOS. So vitamin D is always good to have in your arsenal. Is that the word? I also take, oh, and then the NAC I take twice a day. So I take 1 in the morning and 1 before bed. So I also do an omega-3 twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. And omega-3s, it says it just helps maintain cardiovascular health and reduce serum triglycerides. We'll pretend we know what that means. So anyone with PCOS knows that sometimes the mood swings are pretty intense. I know mine can be, and they just come out of nowhere. And I told my naturopath, I feel crazy sometimes. Like I feel absolutely insane because I just feel like, you know, once the hormones start going through my body, I just lose sight of sometimes any rational thinking. So I am on a mood support supplement, which kind of works like an antidepressant, but it's not like, if I decided that, you know, I don't want to take these for a month or anything, I'm not going to have any kind of effects, adverse effects or anything. They're very easy on the system. And then I match that with Adreset. So Adreset is also a it helps support cognitive function and reduce mental fatigue, and that is something that I deal with a lot, which is brain fog. Sometimes I just feel like I'm just floating throughout the day and I have no idea what I'm doing or anything. So Adreset helps with that, paired with the mood support. It's helping boost my moods and also get rid of that brain fog. And then last but not least, I know this is a lot of supplements, I only take these before my period and when I'm on my period, and these are just ginger supplements. So the ginger supplements, they help with nausea, they help with the upset stomach, and my naturopath was telling me that they actually also help with speaking of brain fog, what was I trying to say? They actually, if you take them regularly, like you take them maybe 4 days before you start your period, and then during your period, over the next few months, you'll start noticing that your cramps are less and less. And they're 100% natural, so even if I just have an upset stomach, randomly throughout the day, I'll take a ginger pill or a peppermint pill, and it'll help reduce that kind of inflammation and that stomach upset. So those are the pills that I take every single day, the supplements that I take every single day, and I have to say they've been helping. I really think that the NAC and the iron paired together are the reason why my hair has grown back to the thickness that it was before, which I'm so thankful for, paired with the 20 grams of protein per meal. I really think those two, plus all the little diet changes I've made, have really helped make a difference in just my overall health. So speaking of protein and meals, it is now lunchtime, and so today for lunch I'm just going to do some leftovers. So for last night for dinner I had some chicken breast, some rice, and then some kale and broccoli mix. So I'm just going to throw that together right now, put it in the microwave, and that's going to be my lunch today. So this is what my plate looks like, or bowl in this instance. So I like to only do about half a cup of grains. So I have the rice underneath, and then I have the rest with veggies and then the protein. So yeah, keeping the grains at a minimum and then doing a lot of protein and fiber in my diet. To be honest, my stomach is still a little upset. I'm still feeling a little bloated, but I do know that I have to get some calories in, especially since I got in a workout this morning and I want to be healthy and energetic for the rest of the day. So I know that I need to eat a little bit, so I'm gonna try to do what I can with this, but that's the thing. With PCOS, you don't always feel great. So today's just one of those days that I don't feel great, which is unfortunate because it's the day that I'm recording this, but you know what, maybe that's a good thing because that's the reality of it. Anyway, I'm gonna go have my lunch and I'll check back in with you guys later. All right, so I was able to eat about this much and I'm good, I'm full. Another thing that I like to practice is intuitive eating. So if I don't force myself to finish anything. I also will only eat what I feel is right for my body at the time, and this is what I felt was right for my body at this time. And you know what else is right for my body at this time? some candy. Just because we are trying to watch what we eat and we're trying to be healthy and do all that good stuff, it does not mean that we can't treat ourselves from time to time. And I never deprive myself of anything, because if I do deprive myself of something, I'm more likely going to want to binge it later. So with intuitive eating, I give myself what I want when I want it. If I want candy, I'm going to have it. If I want ice cream, I'm going to have it. And likely I won't eat that much of it because I'm not depriving myself of it or making it into a bad food. It's another thing. I don't really like the whole good and bad food categories. There's no such thing as a bad food. Whatever's right for your body at the time is right for your body at the time. And that's something that I really kind of struggled with, because with PCOS and going on this gluten and dairy-free diet, I really had to learn what foods work for my body and what foods don't work for my body, but also to not really categorize things as good and bad foods, because that's what works for somebody might not work for somebody else, and there's no such thing as a bad food. Everything in moderation is okay. So I'm gonna have a little bit of candy because I want to, and I earned it. So it's end of the day now. I'm headed to my parents' house for dinner. I'm really tired, and I think that's because I didn't have my second coffee of the day. My stomach was hurting all day. I figured if I had another coffee, it might make my stomach hurt a little more, and I just didn't want that anxiety that came with it, so I decided to not have one, but I'm really feeling it right now. We're gonna have pizza at my parents' house, and pizza is something that, you know, there's lots of gluten-free options, so I'm definitely gonna get some gluten-free crust, but I still am gonna have regular cheese on there. I feel like cheese is something that I just can't give up. I mean, I feel like also that's kind of realistic too, right? I wanted to do a very realistic what I eat in a day. You're not going to eat clean 100% of the time, all the time. Am I going to enjoy myself and have a little bit of pizza? Yeah. Did I have some candy this afternoon? Yeah, I did. But also, I don't want to deprive myself of anything, and that goes back to the whole intuitive eating. In my mind, I feel like I should feel guilty about it because I should be eating, you know, a piece of salmon with some veggies and stuff, but I eat a lot of that stuff, and I do a lot of high protein. I do a lot of like really good meals, and I should be able to enjoy myself with my family. But I think that that's something that also comes along with the whole mindset of having PCOS, is that you're so scared of slipping up or eating the wrong thing and having a setback in your symptoms, having a setback in like being super bloated or anything like that, and it makes you just analyze everything that you put in your mouth, which I know is a very slippery slope, and it's not something that it's not a healthy mindset to be in. But I think also with the nature of PCOS and with the nature of knowing that a lot of the symptoms are maintained with diet, you can get really, really hard on yourself with that. So I just try to kind of allow myself to just live, and yeah, I'm gonna have some pizza tonight, and I'm gonna have a good time with my parents and enjoy myself, and yeah, I'm not gonna feel guilty about it. I should start driving, and I should not be recording when I drive, so bye. Back to morning Layan, who knew she would forget to record an outro, so here we are. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today. It means a lot to me for you to hang out with me and kind of ask these questions and go along on this journey with me. I know it's been a long journey with me trying to get diagnosed, so if you're somebody that's trying to get diagnosed with PCOS, I know it could be very, very discouraging sometimes, but always advocate for yourself. I always say that. That's what I did. I advocated for myself until I found out exactly what was going on, and now I'm figuring out exactly how to live a life that really makes me feel my best. Not only is the process of getting diagnosed pretty discouraging, but PCOS in general can be very discouraging. In my experience, I found that, you know, with PCOS and with eating well, or eating as well as you can and working out as much as you can, you still have times where your body's inflamed. You still have times, like I sometimes feel like my joints are inflamed. When I get closer to my period, I just get really bloated. The pain that comes along with having PCOS is sometimes just, a lot of people don't understand it if they don't have it. Not only that, sometimes I'll just be really hard on myself, because if I'm eating well and I'm exercising and I'm doing all the right things, I'm still gonna sometimes look like I'm 4 or 5 months pregnant because that's just the way that my body works. I bloat. And I used to be so hard on myself. And truthfully, I still am pretty hard on myself because, you know, if you're out and you want to wear a cute outfit or something and then your belly is so bloated, and there's nothing that you can do about it because you've been doing the gluten-free, you've been doing the dairy-free, you've been doing the no sugar, you've been doing everything that you can. It's just sometimes your body gets inflamed and sometimes your body reacts to this. So I found that the biggest challenge with PCOS has not been the diet or any of that. The biggest challenge was just accepting that this is how my body works. And I love it for what it is. And that's you know, the cards that I've been dealt. And I have to learn to love my body for what it is, even when I'm going through my most inflamed periods of my life, or if I'm going through just really, really bad cramps, or if I'm going through having a cyst burst. All of that stuff, it's really easy to get like down on yourself for it and feel like, oh my goodness, nobody really understands what I'm going through right now. And I think the worst in terms of mental health was when my hair was falling out and I had no idea what was going on. Why is my hair falling out? Why is this happening to me right now? Doctors couldn't find any reason. They just kept saying that you're stressed. How am I supposed to reduce stress if I'm not getting answers to any of this? So I'm so glad that I finally got answers and I'm on the mend with all of this stuff, and my hair has grown back, and I cannot be more happy about that. So if you are feeling discouraged and you are here because you're feeling a little bit like you don't know where to go from here, I hope this video provided a little bit of comfort for you. We're in this together, and I love you all, and until the next video, I will see you later.